Look, we've got to talk Man City. Bolton fans, you want to have your say as well. I want to hear from you. That's it's big for the club. You've had some difficult moments over the last few years, so it's good to see you back on track, back in Wembley, doing the business. What did you make of the game tonight? Boring? Boring. Boring.
Look, Man City are the sort of side that when teams drop deep and they play that low block is the word or the phrase you. I feel a bit sorry for City because they aren't the most exciting team to watch when teams do it, but more teams do that against City than most other teams, right? Because they respect the players they've got. And City, when they basically teams drop like that, City says, you know what we'll do? We'll pass you to death. We'll keep the ball, we'll pass. They don't take unnecessary risks. They would rather keep the ball than pass the ball into areas perhaps where it's overcrowded. No, we come out, we start again, come out, start again. And actually it can be a little bit dull at times to watch. I don't know whether we blame City or we blame what RB Leipzig decided to do tonight, right? So City take the lead, giving the ball away up the pitch, punish them ruthlessly.
Yeah.
Second half, RB Leipzig say, do you know what? We're actually going to play a different game. And when you have a pop at City, when you have a go at them, when you take the game to them like RB Leipzig did, you see that there are frailties in the way they set up.
Yeah.
We saw today. That goal was coming. The Leipzig equaliser was a matter of time till it was coming. They had a great chance just before that. Should have hit the target. But you felt the longer the game was going on that Leipzig were going to get the equaliser. And actually, City's form at that particular time, they were second best all over the pitch. Jack Grealish actually defensively, I think did well.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad result for City. I felt second half. It showed what you can do if you go at them.
Are you a little bit unimpressed, though, with Man City at the moment?
There's not...
it's like Nottingham Forest. They dominate the game, control the game, control the tempo, don't get 3 points. Tonight,
there are similarities. Yeah, there are similarities.
Don't get the result.
I felt tonight, but over two legs. Look, they should have won that game, City, tonight, for me, but they didn't. They'll be disappointed, but they know what? They're taken back to their place and they beat them. That's how I see it. I don't see any other result. But over the course of the season, Man City have not been the same ruthless, complete side that they have been in previous seasons. There's no doubt about that.
What are they lacking?
They're not.
What are they missing?
Well, so
they feel like they're missing
all
something.
you can do is look at what they had last season. They don't have now, right? So they had pace out wide with Sterling going into those areas. They had that false nine. Jesus played a lot. Was Aguero there last year or was he retired?
No.
I think he was. Was he not there last year? I think he was, wasn't he? He retired the year before.
Barcelona.
Has he gone that far long? Has he gone that?
Switch your brain on.
What about Kevin Bond? Is Kevin Bond still there?
Sean Goater.
Is he not
was
still
he playing last season?
But what they've lost that ability, certainly a bit of pace up top. With Haaland and Grealish, they are a slightly different team. I thought Grealish defensively did well tonight. Got back, and Gareth Southgate will be watching that because part of some of the reason that Gareth wasn't too enthused to play him is he felt defensively he might have been a bit of a liability. On tonight's showing, Grealish has shown he can do both sides of the game. They lack that little bit of a killer instinct in and around, and it seems stupid saying that because they got Haaland. I think he's scored one goal in the last 6 games now.
Yeah.
Not quite at it, and it feels as if Haaland doesn't deliver. It feels as though they're not that quite complete. So, look, we've seen them destroy teams, right? So I can contradict myself now. When Haaland's on form, they can absolutely take the game away from him in no time, right?
Yeah.
But there's something missing. They're not quite as fluid. They're not quite as City-like, are they? They seem to have just dropped the tempo a little bit.
We're used to seeing them roll teams over like that in the Champions League in the first.
Well, they're brutalised teams.
Yeah, they were 3-4, 5-0.
And you have seen them do that this season, but recently they've not been consistently as ruthless as they have been in previous seasons. That's why Arsenal are top of the table. That's why Arsenal. I still think it's Arsenal's to lose right now. I still think that Arsenal look
the more rocket science, is it?
No, but they look more the complete side. We're still both hands, isn't it? Can City still got to play them? 2 points, they've got a game in hand. I think that it's Arsenal's title to lose because they feel they're a bit more of a balanced side.
Yeah, no.
You know, they just look a bit more.
I do hear you.
Right. There you go. Well, you asked me.
Let's go to Jackie Knuckles, the Man City fan. All right, Jackster.
Hey guys,
we're good, Jack. We're good.
That's so annoying.
It's Harry Al.
It's nothing to do with us, Jack. It's tech up. You know, he loves it. We've got no say on what he does.
Right, are you okay, you two?
Yeah, we're good, Jack.
Feeling a little bit below par because of the old moon phase with Pisces, but I'm all right.
It's a thing. It is a thing. Jackie, what did you make of it tonight? Brilliant first half, controlled the game. Second half, poor.
Yeah, same old. Controlled the game, didn't put our chances away. Second half, Leipzig came out with a different game plan. But me and Webby were watching it together, and we
Webby?
were absolutely fuming. My mate Webby just
Webby?
brought me home from
Right,
his house.
okay.
Neil Webb.
No,
No.
David Webb, right.
David Webb. which
Anyway,
one's-
shut up a minute. Let me
Go on.
tell you.
Go on, Jack. Go on, Nick. Go on.
Yeah,
Go on, Jack. Go on,
me
Jack.
and Webby were just saying during the game, Pep, bring some subs on. Just change the game. Put Foden in the middle, take Gundogan off, and move Bernardo over on the wings. Because Bernardo tonight, to be fair, was absolutely awesome. He was everywhere. He played so well, and so did Grealish. But we can't keep conceding stupid goals like this, especially at this level. I mean, you were saying, I've been listening, you were saying about how we've changed. Last season, you know, with that false nine, they were getting on the wings and they were crossing the ball over and everything. But now they seem to want to play it more through the middle. Then they'll go back, then they'll go forward, then they'll go back. And we might as well have played with 10 men because they just won't give the ball to Haaland, and I just can't weigh it up why they don't do it.
It was hard first half, Jack, because the way they set up, they basically stopped. Yeah. They stopped anything going through the middle. They forced City out wide, and that's why they sat deep, and that's why Man City had 75% possession in the first half. That gives you some idea of how one-sided it was.
It was, yeah, but like I said, Jason, I went to Forest on Saturday, and the same thing happened at Forest. You know, all the chances, all the possession, but we're just not putting the goals in. We're just not scoring the goals that we're capable of scoring. And, you know, all those City fans who travelled hours and hours to get over there tonight, credit to them, and I just hope we get back safe and everything. And I'm just disheartened with it. But
Jackie, do you think Pep can win this Champions League this season? Because that's why you've brought in Haaland. That's what you're after. It's what the club needs. Are you seeing a better Man City for Champions League, or you're a little bit worried?
Oh, I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's a catch-22. And, you know, it doesn't seem to be as interested in the Premier League as it does in the Champions League. But it's the same old game plan all the time in the Champions League. And I just don't know why he does it. And I mean, look at Madrid. You know, they're the team to watch. They really are. They were awesome last night. I'm not rubbing it in, but they were absolutely brilliant last night. But I'm sure we can come back to the Etihad and we can turn it around. And Pep's just gonna have to, you know, make some changes. I mean, we did miss KDB tonight because Gundogan's all right, but he's not as good as De Bruyne.
It looks to me like Haaland struggles without KDB in the team.
Yeah, I find that because if you know, it's most of the goals that Haaland's got this season, he's been assisted by KDB anyway. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll just have to plod on. And
you'll be all right, Jack. You'll take.
I think you go through, Jack. I think you will, but it's a little bit concerning for Man City.
This is interesting. Not one English side has won in Europe.
In this round, yeah.
In this round,
yeah, you're right.
Manchester United,
Arsenal.
Arsenal play. They're already through. They topped their group, so that's why they're. So this is the qualification. Why Man United playing? They didn't top their group.
Man United,
not one Premier League side has won. Now, okay, there's only at half time. There's second legs. I fancy Spurs to go through. Chelsea have got a tough heart, but
you're out. You might as well pack your bags now.
Listen,
see you later.
1-0. We can take a Man United. We've got them tomorrow night. Massive game. They can take care of Barcelona.
If Chelsea go out the Champions League, going off topic a little bit. If Chelsea go out the Champions League, was it next week?
7th.
The 7th. If they go out, surely. You got to play Spurs at the weekend.
Yep.
You go out the Champions League.
And so Spurs leads, then Dortmund. Right.
Say you lose to Spurs, then you lose in the Champions League. Yep. Surely Graham Potter's gone.
Well, not if the board have got if the board are going to stick to what they've said, but the fans won't be happy because you lose to Spurs. You know what that game's like.
That's huge.
Don't beat Leeds. You know what that game's like with Chelsea fans, and go out to Dortmund. That'll be. And I don't know whether they understand exactly how.
I just can't see it getting better. That's the worry. That is the biggest worry for Chelsea fans right now. I can't see it getting better.
But okay, so if you sack him, what do you do? I mean, the season's over.
Bring in a better manager.
But the season's over.
But you bring in a better manager.
Yeah, but the season's over. So there's between now and then. Their thinking is between now and the end of the season, Potter's going to be staying in there. But I don't know what fans can be like, mate. If Chelsea lose against Spurs, don't beat Leeds, and go out to Dortmund. Oh dear, that'll be terrible. By the way. That handball towards the end of the game, Man City, how they've not had a penalty is unbelievable. Watching one of the monitors up there.
Yeah.
That he punches the ball.
Yeah,
how is that not given?
There was a VAR incident. Did VAR even look at
one of these?
Yeah, VAR. Yeah, all right. What do you want me to do? Like, I ain't got 8 hands. You know, like I'm trying to do a show here, and you ask me to change the channel on the TV.
But it's handball.
What do you want on? You want EastEnders on?
No, just football. That's all right. I'll be with football.
There was a VAR incident at the end of the game.
They can't look at it, Jay. They can't have.
They blew the whistle, and I said, "Can they give a penalty afterwards?" And you said yes.
Well, they did. That's what happened.
But then they went to the studio and they looked at it properly. And when we saw it, it is handball. It's handball. It's a penalty to Manchester City. I can't believe they're not getting it.
No, and VAR has not done its job. I mean, you give some a lot of stick on the Premier League. How they've not spotted that? How UEFA? That's a big miss. That.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.